We are back in the shop today. Just want to put out a quick video what we're working on today. Got the 5.7 LS swap car back in the shop. It's back from getting gears and exhaust. Unfortunately, when we went to pick it up, it was having a hard time to start, so I ended up having to winch it up on the trailer. And I had him put these nice pretty V-bands on it, and unfortunately it ripped the V-bands off. It caught the trailer and ripped the V-bands off. So I went to order some, but they are on back order, and I'm trying to get this car done. So I'm trying to get this car done and out of here, and the V-bands that I need won't ship until December 12th. So they're a little torn up. They're not terrible. I think I can fix them. Where is it? It's not on the bench. I think it's over here. Oh yeah. Where's the other one? I'm gonna find the other one, but here's one of them. So it just got a little bent up, and but I think I can repair it. So that's what I'm working on now. Getting ready to get the engine. Oh, here's the other one. Yeah, so see, that's really the part that got damaged. So I think I can bend that back into place and get this piece here, get this piece back into these little loops and just bend them back with the vise and the channel locks, and we should be able to repair that and get the exhaust back together. And I think it should be okay. So I'm gonna work on that. A couple other things I need to finish up on this. I need to charge the air conditioning. We need to do the seat rocker bushings in it. And I need to install the Adrian Rogers center console lid. You know, I wanna wash the car, clean out the inside, make it nice and clean. And then we're gonna put a tune on it, the final tune, because right now I put the tune from my personal Impala on it, because it's similar size cam. The biggest difference was actually no, it was the same stall. The biggest difference, the displacement. Mine was a 6-liter, this is a 5.7. So, oh, and the injectors, that was a big thing too. That's why it was having hard starts. The plugs got fouled out, so I pulled the plugs. When it wasn't starting on the trailer, I pulled one of the plugs, and it was pretty bad. Where did it go? Where did it go? These are the plugs from another engine that I'm yet to unveil that I have here at the shop. I don't know where that spark plug went, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So I got some new ones sitting over there. I don't know where it went, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty black, looked pretty bad. So I think that was the reason for it not starting. So we'll swap the plug. I'm gonna try to fix the exhaust clamps, fix the exhaust. We'll bring it back down. We'll swap the plugs on it, see if it starts and runs. If it starts and runs, then I'm like, good, I know that's the problem. I won't run it too much because I have 72-pound injectors on my car, and the injectors were scaled for a nice little C4 going by there. Those injectors are scaled for, you know, the tune on my car was scaled for that big of an injector. I did that big of an injector. For one, they had them on sale, and the price difference between the 42-pound and the 72-pound was like, with the sale, was like 80 bucks. So I was like, I might as well get the bigger injector and just turn them down, because in the event I do want to go boosted or bigger power, foreshadowing, you know, I have enough injector to support it. We're also getting ready to, we're getting the engine ready to be dropped into the Denali truck. So I'm kind of just in here painting some of this stuff, the valve covers. I'm gonna hit that with some black paint. I already painted the valley cover over here. So I painted the valley cover. You know, I'm a big fan of red. So I did the valley cover red, and I did the coil brackets red. I'm gonna do the valve covers black. I'm gonna paint the actual engine black. I'll leave the heads aluminum, and then the bottom half of the engine I'll do black, and then we'll make it nice and fancy. Some stuff that I did off camera to it. I took this front piece off, and I have I got the transmission cooler mounted. I took it to my welder. I was gonna have him weld the brackets, but he said it was easier to just put rivets in it. So he riveted it and bolted it in, which is pretty cool, and it fits perfectly where it's at. So I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it just like that. I don't think I'm gonna put the fan on it. I don't think I need to, because it's right in the front. I think it'll be fine. I'll keep the fan, and in the future, oh, and I forgot to pick up the fan from him. But in the future, if, you know, after I run it for a little bit, if I see that I do, you know, especially in the summer, sitting in traffic with a load on, if I see those temperatures jumping up, then I'll definitely go ahead and put a fan on it. Because like I said in the first video about the Denali, we're putting different electric fans on here. So, and I'm gonna blow out all this stuff. I may replace the radiator too. You know, I went cross country in this truck 4 times, so got a lot of bugs and stuff in there, and you know, we're getting ready to get all that stuff. We got our transmission fittings to convert it to 6AN. We got our 90-degree fittings here to you know, run. So basically we'll have 2 of these run like this, boom, boom, and we'll have it run to the, because on the 6L80s, the cooler lines are on the driver's side. And then the 4L80s and 60s are on that side. So we'll run it down the driver's side. We'll run some nylon braided hose down this side, and then we'll run 2 90-degree fittings out of the transcooler fitting, which is, it's down there somewhere. But when we get to that, I'll definitely, you know, make a video and, you know, do all that. So let me get to messing with this, with these V-bands, get that fixed. We'll come hit this with some satin black paint. I think the primer's dried. Yep, so we'll hit that. And then we'll just chug along today and try to get this thing finished up. All right, got them things hit with the black. It's not perfect. I mean, there's a little texture there, and they're valve covers, you know, so it's not a, you know, it's not a candy paint job. I sprayed this. I just want to look, you know, half decent. And I think I got these, I got one of the V-bands fixed. So it's a little chilly today. So I got one of them fixed. So I think I did a pretty good job, because I mean, these things aren't cheap. So got that one fixed. I'm fixing this one now. I'm gonna have to try to bend this back into place. But I got this piece back in there. So that was the biggest thing, getting this piece in and getting these things bent back into place. So see, this one's still a little bit off, but it'll be fine. It holds it. As long as it holds it, it'll be fine. I think once it has the pressure on it and it's on the car, it'll be fine. So the vise definitely helped, because then I can kind of adjust it and play with it here. So I'll finish messing with this, and then we'll put them on, test them. Hopefully they work. If they work, then boom, we are good to go. And we can get the exhaust buttoned up on this, and then we'll jump on the spark plugs. We'll try to start it, drive it, because let me tell you, when we had to get this thing in here, I tried all night to get this thing to start. It would not start. So we ended up having to push it in, and the truck and trailer was here and the car was this way on the trailer. So we basically had to let it roll off, and then we had to like turn it around and then like push it up this incline. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up how much of a incline this is, but it's definitely not level. So that was a pain trying to get it in the shop. It took 5 of us. So that's one good thing about being, I think I mentioned it before, being in this row of shops. There's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shops. Here is, there's a guy there, then the shop next door, there's a couple guys there. You know, we all help each other, you know, push cars and stuff like that. But that was a tough one. It took us a good while to get that car in here so I can get it on the lift. So I'm gonna, hopefully I can get it running. If I can get it back running, then we'll be good. I can pull it out. I can take the front seat out, do the bushing, do the center console, and then we can charge the AC. We'll wash it, get it nice and clean. We'll take it for a spin, drive around a little bit. I need to go grab a dipstick tube. The dipstick tube that was in there broke, so I gotta grab that too. But we'll get it going. So let me finish messing with this V-band, and we'll see if we can get that thing going. All right, so got that one repaired. It's still slipping out a little bit, but I think it'll hold just fine. So we got that one. I took it off a couple times and tried to get that piece in there, but when I tighten it, because it was originally bent, it just keeps catching that side. So I tried with a screwdriver, all kinds of stuff to try to fix that, but it's holding for now. So if those pieces come in and I still have this car, we'll swap them out, but it's holding good. However, on this side, we got a little contraption rigged up here. So the dilemma I was having was, so when we, these V-bands broke when we were loading the car on the trailer like this. It broke and the exhaust fell. So when we were pushing the car into the shop, it kept getting caught. You know, when the car was down like this, the exhaust would drop, hit the ground, it would stop the car from moving forward. So the whole time I'm trying to figure out why right now the exhaust won't line up. Like, I'm like, man, why is this thing acting like it's too short? So I thought maybe, you know, it bent the hangers or something, you know, so I pulled it off the hanger to see if maybe that was the problem. But I'm like, okay, it's lined up with this one. Everything looks good, but we still got a good, and then it's hitting and it's not lining up, and it was just frustrating me. And I came back here and I looked, and I see what happened. It bent. So what was happening was when the exhaust was facing down like this, it was hitting the ground and getting caught, and it bent this pipe. So that's where our problem is. So I'm going to try to figure out how I can either bend this back into place, or if I have to cut it, replace it, or what. I don't know. So that's our dilemma right now, is trying to figure out how to get this back connected here, because I got this one fixed. It's still bent, but it'll hold it together pretty good once it's tight or whatever. So we were able to fix it, so that was good. But that's where we're at now. So this pipe is literally bent back. So I got to figure that out now. So I got my neighbor. He's got a welder and all that, so I'm gonna have him come over, take a look at it, see what we can do about getting that fixed, because the last thing I want to do is have to take this somewhere else to do. I like to just fix it here, get it done. So while I wait on him, these things are pretty much already dried. We'll get these things wrapped up, a little wet here and there. So I'm actually going to move it out into the sun so it'll dry a little bit better. We'll get the engine up on the hoist, and then I'll start masking it and painting the bottom. I got to wait for the front cover to come, but we'll at least get the rear cover in. This is the new rear cover here, brand new rear cover. And then we'll get the oil pan just loosely put on there, so it's not just sitting open like this. We'll start putting this thing back together in the front. And I also need to go under here and fix a bunch of these, a bunch of this stuff here on the loom, on the wiring harnesses. See, like it's literally just falling apart. It's just crumbling and falling apart. So we gotta hop in there. Oh shoot, made it. Fix a bunch of that. I'll probably bring the pressure washer over, run it through in here, because I don't think I'll be doing anything major on the ground today. So if the ground's wet for a little while, it won't bother me. So we'll get in here kind of cleaned up and ready. I may hit it with some paint, just to get it kind of ready. And then we will, get the oil pan on and get the engine ready to be dropped in. The main holdup here for getting this thing back together is, for one time, I'm trying to work on this in between fixing these cars. And then some of the stuff I want to do to the engine and the parts that I want to put back in this truck, I don't want to have to do this again. So I'm willing to spend a little bit more money to put the right parts on here to save myself from that. It's just, unfortunately, it's the holidays, I got kids, I'm not a baller by any means. So I got to wait a little longer to save up for the couple parts that I need. The converter, for one, is expensive. And then I want to run poly mounts on this engine. I think I mentioned it in the first video, because a lot of times a big failure point for these engines in these trucks is the driver's side motor mount. Mine was completely demolished. I thought there was actually something wrong with the transmission. If I'm going like 20 miles an hour and I hit it, the whole truck just, it shakes. It felt weird. And come to find out, it was the motor mount. So a lot of people run poly mounts on these, to just upgrade from that factory crap. So that's what I want to do. The Atomic Fab ones are about $500, plus the cost of the converter is another $1,000. So, $1,500 just for a converter and motor mounts. And literally, that's really all I need to put the engine in. I mean, of course, I need like spark plugs, stuff like that, little, fluids, the front cover, stuff like that. But those are the two major components. And then it's $450 for a tune. So, I'm $2,000–2,500 it's going to cost me to put this engine in the truck. So that's kind of the holdup. So I'm just trying to get everything ready so that when I do finally order this stuff, I can go ahead and get it in.